Okay, so we've got a bit of a follow-up slash feature here of two different artists that have been on the show several times, realistically, or at least referenced several times. So we're starting with a good friend of mine here, Phil Good Tattoo. I guess Letters Phil Good is his handle now. He changed it at some point.
Yeah, I follow him.
Yeah, he's done a whole bunch of different stuff. I featured a lot of his work on here, but he did a little white on black project on his partner, like the same way as instructed by like this shop, where black and white together, right?
Yeah.
And it healed great. So he's moved on to larger projects like this, as you can see here. This is
that's cool.
lined, and there's black shading in here, and then solid white in between. This was fresh, and this is kind of the style that he's doing.
Yeah.
So it's just like the same style, but
On
with
a
these,
blackout.
with these principles, right?
Yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a good scale, and you can see they did some. I think that's black on black on its own on the bottom there. So I think that realistically, like, you can get that black on black look as well, better with like a white line. So like if you wanted to invert this, where you line it with white instead of black.
Yeah, it just adds contrast.
Right. So you can get like this. You can get the inside out of this as well if he wants to go, and you can, do the bottom part the reverse, and it's really easy to see how this thing can carry forward. They just build another one of these. Right, these swirl guys down there, and the elbow is tough to do over black.
Oh yeah, I bet it is.
It's tough.
I can't even imagine.
Well, yeah, like mine. I think I've had both of mine done over black like 5 or 6 times. So when you get into the limits of things, like probably don't get into color and white and black on black knuckles. It's probably just not worth the time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to do something crazy like a color on black palm tattoo, for example? Like the extremities of things. Say you had a solid black or like a mostly black palm, and you start trying to cover it with color.
I saw like today on Instagram. I saw a full colored bottom of the foot tattoo.
Yeah,
to me, that's enough.
That's Luke Ashley.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that works.
Well, it will work, I'm sure, because it's Luke Ashley. But it's just craziness.
But like that's actually definitely more doable than what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about doing a full black version of that, then trying to put color over it.
I can't even imagine.
Right. So like then in the extremes, it's difficult, but on just an arm like this is very easy. Like he said, he took his time packing this white.
Oh yeah.
Like you can see that it's pretty solid in there.
Nicely done white.
Remember the one that Ashton was working on the other day, and she's like, "Yeah, this just sucks packing white. It's hard because you see it, like the spots that aren't saturated, you can see them.
Yeah.
So it's there's a skill to it, but like even her, like that looked like something.
The way the day progressed was really funny, because at first she was like, "I'm having so much fun. This is so fun. You have to try this, Sarah." And then like later in the day, she's like, "This is so hard."
Well, that's just because the girl's skin was fighting her, right? That wasn't because the work is hard. It's because her skin was, she was on like several different numbing creams and. I don't know what the hell her diet is, but she was bleeding like crazy. So when you're bleeding, you're losing saturation, and yeah, that wasn't the art form that was fighting her there. That was like that girl's body.
That was the body fighting.
Plus, like the longer that the day drags on with color, like the harder it is to pack it.
And it was a long day too. She had a long day. So I think this is super cool. Is this like a healed photo?
So again, it's virtually the same.
Yeah. I mean, it lost just a little smidge of the brightness. Just
but
smidge.
This is still more striking than black and gray most times.
This is absolutely amazing. This is gorgeous, and you know what? I bet you if they throw another pass on there,
they'll just more white, and you like another pass of the white, so like half the work, and you get twice the reward.
Yeah, but it doesn't even need it.
White and black on black is a more striking version of black and gray than black and gray.
Right.
It really, honest to God, is. When it's done correctly, it looks better than black and gray, and this is a big part of why I think that these are going to be wiping out all other forms of cover-ups very quickly.
I think so too. I agree with that.
When you look, and Ashlyn's been tattooing a year and she's doing it, it's like, oh, okay, this is fucking easy.
Right? Like, unless...
If you pay attention.
Unless the tattoo you're covering up is, like, basically not there, this is the best option.
Yeah, this is the premier road to cover up.
Or opaques.
Then we featured this one already. This color on black from Anthony Bennett. There's been a few more developments here, so he did this one recently.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Yeah, this one's
so cool.
trending, and quoted 8.5 hours to do this, which is for me like completely reasonable. Like, I had a lot of people ask me if I believed it was done that fast, because like. Do. It's like, yeah, well, it's all big mag work, right?
Yeah, big
like,
spaces.
Look at the way that this is put together.
Yeah, someone could throw out this sleeve in black and gray in probably that time or less, and this is just the white version of it.
In black and gray, this is doable in like 2 to 4 hours.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, this is it's completely doable.
Yeah, no, I've seen Lee bang things like this out in like half a day.
Oh yeah, Lee's crazy though.
No, like, it's just when you understand big mag groupings really well. You're just skating and playing, especially if you're playing with negative space. This is definitely more impressive than the black and gray version of it, because all of this is packed, or parts of it are shaded. Like, there's parts of it where he was teasing the white. Right?
Yeah, brushing it out.
And that's
really
where
nicely.
you get this like this black and gray imitation, right? Like this looks better than the black and gray version of it. Like, someone out there will argue with me that it doesn't, but that's
agree
not
with
true.
This looks better. This is higher contrast.
This is higher contrast, and it has a more appealing look to it.
Yeah, I agree.
There'll be like, some stylistic, artistic difference. Like, I like the. It's like, yeah, sure.
You like what you like.
You like what you like.
Higher contrast. If you did this same one on bare skin, and you put the two of them next to each other, and they were the exact same. The only difference was bare skin and black and gray. You'd be able to tell what this was from farther away.
Yep.
Than what you'd be able to, like, you wouldn't be able to tell what the black and gray one was.
And then there people will be like,
readily.
But it's not going to fucking heal like this. Okay, so this is the healed version.
Yeah, I know. I keep, like...
They'll never go back and fucking look for it.
There's this group of people that thinks all this stuff is going to turn into, like, mush.
Not if it's done right, no.
I live with you. None of your tattoos have turned into mush.
This is what my Krampus back piece looks like right now, and it's the same thing. It's you just do the same thing. Like, in that we used opaque for the mid-tone and white for the high points, and about 60% of that tattoo is black on black. And everyone will see that and go, oh, I like that white on black tattoo. It's like, okay, well, if you try and do it with just the white and see what happens.
Yeah, because that's not how it works. You need
not
the
how it works.
White, black, some opaques.
You can't just fill in around the black that was there with white and expect to get this result.
No.
And that's where so many people go wrong. That's actually what I had it in a conversation clip that I was talking to Anthony Bennett about all of this, and he agreed. He was like, yeah, you got to put the black back in. Right? Like we were chatting about this, and it actually turns out that Anthony Bennett might end up doing a guest spot here at some point.
That would be really cool.
Because
I think especially with like what we do at our shop, I think is really unique in our city and in our area, and he kind of does the same thing. And I think like,
well, it's all like, the thing that I'm finding interesting about this is like, yes, I got this ball rolling. It's impossible to deny. And even for the people who don't know of me, the people who are doing it now, Clayton Diaz is another one that reached out to me. The people who are doing this on a high level are like, oh, I seen that Remy guy and I tried it.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, it's cool for me to see other people taking it and doing things with it, and then I'm inspired again.
Well,
right?
And they're going to push the envelope too,
Yeah.
hopefully. And then hopefully like they'll do some things that you're like, oh shit, I didn't think of that. And then, you know, you go back to Terry and say, hey, let's try this. And then Terry's like, heck yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I think I already have enough ideas.
Yeah.
But it's I only have one body. Right? Like, I only have one body, so it's nice to be able to see. And, like, we're doing them at the shop all the time now. Right? So it's nice to see other people doing this and other clients getting in. The only problem is some people don't want to fuss with the length of time that it can take.
And I think it's really important, and like I haven't done anything like this yet, but the other artists in our shop,
it'll be within the year, I'm sure.
Yeah,
you're gonna be doing one on me this year, and then people will
Exactly.
think you're a wizard. Be like, oh my god, she must be magic or something. She's got magic hands.
Yeah.
No, you're just too stupid and you won't fucking pay attention.
Yeah. But I just think like it's just really important to tell your client a really clear layout of the length of time that this stuff is going to take them. Like they're in it for the long haul.
With this piece, for example, this is what Anthony Bennett does. Like this is his style anyway.
Yeah,
like
so it wasn't a long.
Well, it's done the same way as like when you look at his page, like most of his stuff is like these big bold color pieces. Mm-hmm. So this is the same principle.
Yep.
Right? So like he's always working in this large scale and
look at that.
And like you see the span of this, it's a couple of small fish, but it ends up being the forearm. This is a new one that he did. He was doing an experiment with this one. They're gonna do some more on this. Sent it over to me.
That red though, holy smokes.
Well, reds, they seem to just conquer.
Yep.
Like the reds are the strongest thing over black.
Red is it's a very dominant color though.
But like yellow's pretty close too. Yellows are and that fucking turquoise blue.
Well, I'm looking at it on your arm right now and thinking like that's
it's like there was never black there.
Quite the color, but that like I mean
this is fresh though. The point of this is to experiment with different things. Yeah. It's not like, oh, you find one and then it's like we stick to this forever.
No, you try all different kinds of stuff to figure out what works best for you.
I think Rick had like 6 or 7 reds going the other day.
Oh yeah, like I see them all over there.
Yeah, but they all work. Like we haven't had one that hasn't worked. They all just work different. Like morons and boneheads think that the red velvet on my arm is dark because we put it over black. No matter how many times I tell people we used a dark black on purpose, people will still go, "Oh, that's that way because it's over black." It's like, no, you fucking moron. I have bright red over black.
Yeah.
I've already done this.
You can see it on your hand.
The first red I put over black was the red nebula. This one here. It's fucking candy red.
It's very red.
I didn't want my whole suit to be that red.
No, your whole last suit was almost that red.
So it's just people get, like, they get swept up in, like, the boiled down version of things. Like, if I told people red velvet is the red. Like, you have to use, it's the only one that works. There would be people buying it. They would be ordering, like, drums of it.
It's not about the brand though.
But it's not even about the color. It's like the point is all of them work.
Right.
Just try them all. That's how you figure this out. We didn't know any of this would work. I asked Rick 4 years ago, "Hey Rick, you want to try some red on black?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'd probably better than white on black actually." He's like, "I got a highlight red over there that I never use. That red nebula. It's too bright for normal skin." Goes in and it's like still fucking bright on black. So the point is, like, you just have to try things.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, oh, well, you know.
And you need a guinea pig that's willing to be in it with you.
Well, more people need to be willing to experiment.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that.
In general.
Yeah, like I agree with that.
Customers shouldn't be thinking of tattoos like they're buying a pair of fucking pants.
Oh, I get some really rigid... I've had some really rigid customers, and I'm
they want to come in and pick it off the wall like it's fucking, like a hot, fresh burger ready to go. That's not what tattoos are.
You give them this, like, really cute design, and then they, like, oh, I want the Pinterest one that I showed you. And I'm like, I don't want to do the Pinterest one. Anyways.